My friend revealed to me this weekend, my longest childhood friend, known her since I was 5, revealed to me this weekend that she was always mad at me growing up that I never wanted to go to Six Flags with her. Wow. It was quite a revelation after 20 years.
You know what my dad would do? He would just drop me off by myself and leave.
How old?
I went to over a dozen.
He was 7 years old.
I was 33.
Years old.
I was 33. Oh, when I moved in with my dad and I wanted to go to an amusement park, he's just like, all right, have fun, kid.
Did you ever do like the Hurricane Harbor? I mean, there's probably a lot of water parks down here, right?
Well, my dad can't swim, so that was certainly a no. Yeah, no water parks with my dad. No rides with my dad. He did go with me once to like Hollywood Studios, and he says he has motion sickness, though I have no evidence of it because he never goes on rides. And he's like, all right, I'll do this Aerosmith one. Does it go upside down? And I was like, no.
Whoa, the Aerosmith one is...
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
did,
does.
and he was just screaming like the craziest obscenities like during it.
Wow.
Like, no, he was like, I was 15 years old. He was going, fuck you! Fuck you!
During the ride or after the ride?
But I kind of deserved it.
Mike,
but
You
I
did
wanted
lie-
to
you
finally
did lie
ride
to
a ride
him,
with my
yeah.
dad.
During or after the ride?
No,
Understandable.
like during it.
Oh, during
like as
it.
soon as it
Like
went.
at you.
Yeah, fuck you! Fuck you! And we didn't have that kind of relationship where it was
Yeah.
like, okay, like I was taken aback.
I was like, Father?
Yeah.
He was
like,
screaming as if he had just tripped over like a cornhole board or something.
yeah.
Like
It's
just
like everybody can hear
visceral.
you right now.
I always thought that because I would go to the water parks, but I was afraid of the roller coasters. But the water parks scared the shit out of me.
You would do the water slides?
I went on water slides. I went on like the big toilet bowl one. I went in the
Those are way
wave.
scarier
The
than
Those
wave
are like
pool.
more
coasters.
dangerous
I
than the.
agree with you. Looking back, I think I was peer pressured into it because I was like, fine, I won't go on the rides.
Like this is
but
your...
I will do this.
This is your like compromise.
I would prefer not to do either, but like if my
Right.
friends are gonna never talk to me again, if I don't go to Magic Waters with them, fine, I'll do it. And so I would do it, and every time I left either like Hurricane Harbor or Magic Waters, I would feel like I had just cheated death because those rides
you did.
and the wave pool, so dangerous.
I've never... Wait, have I done a wave pool before? I don't think I've ever done a wave pool.
The opening scene of Righteous Gemstones where they're in the wave pool
Yeah.
and then they accidentally turn it up and the waves start
Yeah.
like coming faster and faster. That is what it felt like every time I went in a wave pool.
The one of the things that also that I always find weird. You know what's the scariest roller coaster for me? It's gonna be weird. It's free fall. Free fall is the absolute most terrifying one. I'll do every loop-de-loop, whatever, but free fall every single time. I'm like, shit, this is going down and it's going down hard.
Water slides to me are far more dangerous
Oh,
because
absolutely.
I feel once my shoulders come off the slide a little bit, oh, that's a little terrifying.
So, in the first couple scenes of Action Park, the
$2.
the HBO documentary, they have the wave pool where people were getting injured. I don't know if you guys seen of Action Park.
That documentary is crazy.
There was a 30 for 30 that we did with Stugotz where, you know, he talks about Action Park and stuff, but like there was waves tossing people over, people getting like in neck braces and stuff. I like the wave pool at Typhoon Lagoon.
That
Good
was
wave
it?
pool.
Typhoon Lagoon. That's
Yeah.
a great name. Hurricane Harbor, Typhoon Lagoon.
It was such a good name that park closed.
Yeah.
Oh, did it really?
I think.
Why is my mic off?
Wait,
Blizzard Beach.
I did not turn your
We
mic
just turned
off.
my
I
mic
did
off.
not
By the
turn
way,
your
welcome to
mic
Mystery
off.
Crate.
I think Blizzard Beach is the only one. Hey!
I haven't been to Disney in 10 years.
I'll look
so
it up, but I believe
that
Blizzard.
would make me very
I believe
sad.
Blizzard Beach is the only one still kicking.
That was
Typhoon Lagoon, they closed it. Impossible.
Disney World.
I
is
think it's
such-
back because I saw an
It was
advert
COVID
for it
thing,
last
yeah.
week.
Maybe it was just during COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID thing.
How
But-
about that? It's back.
Just like that.
Typhoon Lagoon is back. Make no mistake about it. The one though at Blizzard Beach, it's like literally just a straight shot
down,
down.
yeah.
Well, there's two of them. There's one that's straight down, hump down, and then there's just the one that's straight down. That one is terrifying. Is it like 135 feet in the air? You're going
And you are
straight down.
flying.
You're flying. You're going like 80 miles an hour. It must be.
So
It
have you
feels
guys
like
been
it.
to one where they
Oh.
drop the floor on you, where you're in like
Yes.
a capsule?
Oh, yes,
And then they
yes.
just shoof, and then you shoot
There's,
down.
there's the one
Hell
in
no.
Connecticut at Six Flags.
Yeah, there is. I've been to that one.
That's
In Springfield.
Yeah.
There's a Six
It's
Flags
in Mass,
Connecticut.
though. It's in Mass.
A lot of
that's-
Six Flags.
How about
on these
Six Flags
parks.
Connecticut sounds
It's
awful.
in Springfield. It's right next to
The Hall of
NBA
Fame?
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I went to that one by myself.
So did I.
Yeah.
Well, with
Well,
my wife.
by
though.
yourself?
With
Oh,
my
really?
wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not by
Your
yourself.
dad
And
dropped
that's-
you
Nah,
off in
but,
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like
Wow.
have fun.
Long
Fun in
drive.
Massachusetts, kid.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I have a very complicated relationship with him.
Nah, it doesn't sound like it.
I saw on Twitter the audience is trying to diagnose your relationship with your parents.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, like Mike is such an asshole to his dad. Walk a mile in my shoes, guys.
Everyone has the right to say things about their parents that other people can't say, right? Because you'll never be able to understand a child's relationship with their mom or dad, whoever.
Well,
like it's
Mom
it's
or mom?
impossible to know
mom or
what
just
someone else
dad?
has been through, and so you can't. If you're gonna say something about your dad, like it's hard for anyone else to judge that. I feel like it's such a unique perspective.
right, but also my thing is like it's a rib. I'm on the air. I'm performing for you.
Well, that too, obviously.
I'm like, wow, George
No,
Costanza
no.
has a really complicated relationship with his parents.
Mike,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
all real. Everything we do here is real.
It's part of the dynamic because what
Don't
works
peel back
about
the
our
curtain.
show is people feel like they know us so well to the point that they'll just come up to you and just pick up right with where they think you are, but it's really a character. Like what I'm doing on the air is an
No.
amplification.
I'm doing
No
a bit,
way.
Stu. Yeah.
Impossible.
well, I actually hate kids. Just want to put
no,
that out
I
there.
understand that.
This is what I
And
love.
don't touch Mike.
is when they pick up with you where they left off in listening. So they'll say something like, "Oh my God, that's so crazy! You said that about Billy." I'm like, "What did I say about Billy?" I said
I don't
8 million
remember.
things throughout the week.
But I see these posts that are just like thesis and people just
Yes.
psychoanalyzing my relationships with people that I talk
Oh.
about on the air. I'm like, guys, I have like so many things going
So-
on when I say anything into a microphone. Number one is like, how does this help the talent? How do you lift him up? How do you give him what he needs there? How do we transition out of it? How do you provide an off ramp? Then just like, how do I work you as a listener? Like, how do I elicit something out of you? Be emotional, laugh, a take that is probably not even something that I have a lot of conviction in, but it's just to perform.
So Mike, because this literally happened to me about a week ago. This is awesome.
About a week ago.
I tweeted about my kid playing this game called Undertale, which for the life of me is just the most boring video game ever. But my kid talks about it like it's amazing and talks like young Colin Robinson for anyone who's watched.
I love young Colin
and
Robinson.
And guess what? Like that's how my kid talks about Undertale, and it drives me nuts. And most of the fans were interacting, laughing, and like making little quotes like that. And then this one guy says, "How about cutting the leash and letting your kids go be on their own with this? Not everything in their life has to be about you, my man, SMH." And I said, "Repressed feelings about a lack of fatherly approval, table of one." And
Damn. Sick burn.
it's a weird thing to say.
It is
Like,
weird.
"You're a good man, a great dad from how your personality comes across the airwaves. Trust me, it sounds like you're doing a great job, Amin." This dude truly believes that everything we're doing here is just like a day in the life. Someone just turn on a microphone and a camera, and we are being ourselves.
Well, I have a question for you guys since we are doing Mystery Crate now. Maybe we should, I don't know. We've kind of ping-ponged this idea around for a year about like doing a behind the bit series for Mystery Crate. And it sounds like
Oh.
we're kind of going into it now. Maybe we do like an inside the podcast studio episode where we
I'll be James Lipton.
reveal ourselves to the audience. I don't know, just spitballing.
I'm
here.
actually the smartest one here.
Yeah, Chris, you are known as the Oaf, but that's very far from your actual.
Jeremy's the
Personality.
actual executive producer and has been for several years.
I'm 75 years old.
Tony's hideous.
I have an IQ of 48.
Roy loves being here.
Hit him with the laugh.
So maybe we won't do it inside the podcast studio.
Well, if we were going to do that, wouldn't we break down the Aubrey Plaza episode? If we're going to do it behind the bit.
I think people forgot it. Like, people know what happened. Do we have to break that down some more? Really?
Because I don't actually think she's having a moment.
Wow. That's a
There,
big
I said
shout.
it.
Zach didn't even go to the movies that day.
Can I reveal part of a behind the scenes of a bit that I took part in this week?
Sure.
This is, equal parts me
Okay,
filling
all
and me
right,
trying to.
Here we go. Jessica, you took part in a bit this week that wasn't quite reality. Can you explain to us what was going on?
All right, well, there's nothing like secretive about it. It was just something funny that happened.
Okay.
We decided at the last minute to put Gig'em on Mike and Chris's butts. And so I had to get gaff tape from Hildy and spell out Gig'em. And Chris's shirt is so long that it covers his butt. So I just put the gig like on his lower back, but I had to put the M on Mike's butt. And
Don't say had.
well, I didn't have to. Like I opted into
I
this.
applied all the
I'm not
pressure
like,
points that were uncomfortable for Jess.
I didn't have to do this. Like I opted into this. This was my.
I said you really
idea.
don't have to do it.
But I knew that I was the only one who would probably do it well under pressure
I
because we
trusted-
had not a lot of time.
I trusted you as our arts and crafts
Now,
department.
I kind of want the top 5 lowest moments of Jess's career because, like, when she was putting the GIG on my ass, like that had to be a moment where she's like,
I went
that
to
might
Notre
just
Dame.
barely outgain the C asterisk debacle of 2017. However, I did have to put the M on Mike's butt, and I spaced it out in a way in which I didn't really want to press down to attach it tightly. Chris did, but there was part of it that was in a very sensitive area that Chris had to.
Especially
with.
since you know so much about that region from
Exactly.
everything that I've shared with the audience, that has not at all been an amplification. I honestly haven't chat since Ross Perot ran.
I thought we cured that. Now, Michael, you've often talked about your constipation problems. I thought we had solved that a few years
I'm
back.
doing all right now. You see, you don't have to actually not shit if you don't eat.
Mike, are you eating?
Yeah, in once
Once a day, right? You're still on the once a day
Once
plan?
a day, and then we get to the weekends, and it's like, all right,
I'm
let's
back.
Let's eat twice.
I'm eating
again. Let's get nuts. I'm eating again. Maybe a brunch.
Cynthia grabs him by his ankles and like a wheelbarrow, just into a trough of food.
has not eating affected your tolerance for alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I know, but some people are just
Some
Mike's
Bill
in the
Diffie.
game.
Well,
Yeah.
I also have to be very careful because like I'm on some medication and I have to space it out. So if I'm like, I know I'm going to be drinking that day, I got to stop this medication. So there's a lot going on right there. And that was actually me being honest with the audience.
Thank you.
We appreciate your candor. Now, Tony, you've often been known to be a bit of a buffoon when it comes to the bets.
Yeah.
Walk us through that. What are your motivations when you are picking?
It's really simple. I don't watch baseball. I don't care about baseball. But what I do is I just take the best team, playing the worst team, and then pick the worst team so you guys get the best team. Pretty simple.
Huh.
I'm like 50% on it.
So Tony, would
How's
you
this
say that
going?
your inadequate gambling fade Tony bit is just a bit, or are you really incompetent?
Yeah, no, I'm incompetent in other things as well. But like, there's some things that I play the bit
Where are your
of the
sources
character.
on that?
Me, my wife, mostly, my parents, my mom,
Dan.
Dan. Yeah, Dan, I get it from Dan a lot, unfortunately, but that's cool.
How does that make you feel?
How does it make you feel? When the
I snap. You know what? I want to apologize. I apologized to Billy earlier this week when he said something that I didn't really agree with.
Are you gonna apologize to the audience for telling them to suck it?
No,
a few
I
months
will
ago?
not apologize to them for telling them to suck it. No, they can suck it. No, I want to apologize to Witty in person. Look at me, Witty, right in my eyes.
Sure.
I'm sorry
Look
I
at
snapped
me,
at you
Witty.
when you asked me about my sources. It was just I felt like it was an undercut of
It
which I
was.
get many of.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, I really know this, so I have to strike back with force, and I didn't mean to do it. As like a judo chop to your neck.
Massively appreciated the information, Tony. I thought it was great stuff, illuminating to the conversation. It's just like that stuff in particular. I know you don't just have that offhand, right? You didn't look at it, so it's cite your sources.
It was multiple places.
I don't
That's
have
why it was tough
100%
to-
batting average with citing sources myself. I do my best.
Tony had that. He looks relieved after doing that. I'm gonna do. You know what, Roy? I'm sorry. A couple minutes ago, I made a joke about that you didn't like about you not liking to be here and stuff, and I'm sorry about that.
I don't accept your apology.
Ooh.
Wait,
Kiss
so
my ass.
What do you accept mine though, right?
wait, what was the offensive part to you, by the way, of that?
Just him putting my name in his
Yeah, I
mouth.
think
Oh,
it's that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
involving
You're
him
You're
in
very-
the
very,
content.
big on
Yeah.
to keep my damn
Yeah.
name out of your mouth.
Roy
Yeah,
Bellinger.
don't use me as
Sorry.
a
So
joke.
that was
Yeah.
the offensive
Yeah.
part that
Yes.
he actually put your name in his mouth.
Yeah, don't use me as a joke.
Yeah, don't do that.
Is that a show
It's not
bit?
using you as a joke. It's
That was
more.
exactly what you did.
It's more
No, it's
just playing off of our characters that
Do
we.
the thing.
I gotta say, we're doing the thing.
Yeah,
I
go ahead and
must
do your
admit,
thing.
you don't seem like you like being here.
No.
There was a moment this week in which I felt that Chris Wittyngham felt personally attacked. It actually was pretty much every episode we did on Thursday.
By whomst?
By Dominique, Dan, me, David Sampson, me again.
How did you
also
attack?
me.
Let's play the personal responsibility game. How were you responsible for attacking Chris Wittyngham?
I doubled down on some jokes at Woody's expense that I feel bad about, and I want him to know that they were just jokes.
Did you feel bad about it in the moment or
Yes.
after reflection?
Both. I always feel bad when I make fun of people. That doesn't stop me from doing it.
I don't believe you.
And that is honesty.
I think you're full of shit right
Dominique was a little, he came in hot against Chris Wittyngham, and I would like Chris to know that we really appreciate and value his contributions to the team. He isn't, Dominique said that he misuses smart people words.
And he has no talent.
And he has no talent. And he's
he's
generally
overrated, I
a weird
believe he
guy.
said.
And
And
he's
a murderer.
overrated, and he might have killed Stugotz. And I would just like Chris to know that, Chris, we in this room don't agree with all of that.
We
Some
know
of it
you
we
didn't
do,
kill
but-
Stugotz.
Yeah. Not all those bodies.
Right.
I also would like to apologize to Chris Wittyngham for making a Twitter post about what Dominique said about him. That was
hilarious.
bush
I don't think
league,
you're
and
sorry
I
about
apologize.
that. I don't think you're
You're
sorry
my
about
brother.
Now, Juju.
My
that's the
my
voice of-
favorite social media post of the week was Dan is dressed up as Kane choking Chris Wittyngham with a caption, Contrava.
Juju was like Pablo Torre there. I could hear him smiling while saying sorry about that to Witty.
I'm so sorry. I posted that tweet.
This episode is brought to you by Great Clips.
Coming-
no, it's
coming up
Supercuts.
next,
No-
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you why the Atlanta Falcons are potentially dangerous as underdogs to the Rams this weekend.
Juju, how do you feel when you make tweets that are at the expense of show members?
I feel
Like there's a construction truck reversing behind you.
like I don't know what to say.
Like he's getting paid to do it.
Like a ... Everlasting.
The most tantalizing image in the world. An iMessage, 3 dots, flickering in the midst as we wait for the incoming message that never actually arrives.
Also, I feel like a guy that has bitten into a York peppermint patty, sliding down the slopes.
You get the sensation.
Those are the worst.
What, your peppermint
Yeah.
patties?
Hate those.
What?
Ugh. No thanks. I don't really like anything mint. I don't like anything that tastes like my toothpaste.
Yeah.
You don't like
Gum?
mint?
I don't like anything.
Mint chocolate chip
I
ice cream?
Chewing gum?
I mean, I guess gum maybe.
Mint tea?
Maybe like a mint. Like
Mint
I'll take a
tea.
mint that tastes like mint.
Oh,
But
the red and white ones?
I don't like anything mint flavor, like
Love
ice
a-
cream. Like get that all out of here.
How many peppermints are you grabbing, Witty, out of the bowl by the hostess stand at a restaurant?
You very rarely see those anymore. I don't see
Really?
I don't see peppermints anywhere.
Is that a COVID thing?
Perhaps, but they are individually packaged. So
No, but still,
I
your
get the
your
communal
hand
bowl.
is,
Yeah.
I like
Wow.
that. I like that brown and green mint.
Ugh,
You guys know what I'm talking
Andes.
about?
The
Wait,
Andes.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what
Andes
they're called.
mints.
I think
yeah.
mints, that's a generational thing, and this is a barbaric way to put it, but I think the people that would put out mints are dying off.
No, come on,
I
man.
think they're slowly dying off.
I'm here.
Should we bring it back, Jack? I want to bring the peppermint back to the restaurant bowl. I love the restaurant bowl of peppermints.
You know
I
where you
usually take 4 or
always get
5.
the Andes? At Shorty's. Shorty's always has I'm only talking to Mike here, sorry. And people in Kendall.
Well, that's good with a national podcast.
Well, you know what I mean.
Witty, what was your
Sorry
strategy
about that, Mike.
with Halloween when you'd walk up to the bowl and it says take one? You're a take one.
I'm gonna take one. Yeah.
Ooh, I have a question
Respect
for
the
the
rules.
group. Last year,
Laws vary.
to much critical acclaim, we did a Halloween candy draft on Mystery Crate. Now that it is officially spooky season, will we be doing another one this year?
Is it spooky?
We got to
season?
get back to drafting.
I had
feel
Mystery
like
Crate
October
Envy.
1 is.
I had Crate
October
Envy.
1.
You
Crenby.
had Crenby?
Crenby.
Because you wanted to draft candies.
Well, I just took such deep offense to some of the lists.
Didn't Witty take Tootsie Rolls like
Yeah.
number one?
Number one, yeah.
Can we find that list?
I
I'm
think his
gonna
number
find
two-
it. I'm gonna find it
His
right
number
now.
2 was like dental floss.
a toothbrush.
toothbrush.
I think
an
we
apple.
learned there that he'd never eaten a Snickers or something.
I hadn't. I think I ate a Snickers like 30 minutes after recording.
We have like a bowl of them out there.
I mean, we didn't then.
Oh, we
It
didn't?
was a year ago.
Yeah, it was dark and gloomy. Shout
Yeah.
out to
You didn't have a sink.
Shout out to Hildy.
Hildy.
Yeah.
It's
And Kristen.
I go back there in our employee lounge and I'm like,
Is that what it calls?
this is a pleasure.
You call it the
I
employee
actually
lounge?
lounge back there sometimes.
I found the list.
Okay.
Wow, this
Chris
is exciting.
Wittyngham took Tootsie Rolls.
No. You got to do it like you're the commissioner. With the first pick.
So we're doing
of
the entire
20
draft.
Well,
Yeah,
there was also
Instead of
50
just doing
picks.
a
I mean,
different
yeah.
draft.
I don't like my first pick. I have regrets. I went Reese's
think your
Pieces.
pick
I
was
should have gone
good.
Reese's. I should have just gone cups. I should
I
have gone
went-
the
no,
cups.
I
That's
went
my
cups.
regret.
I
I know,
went
but
cups.
I think I prefer that. I think
Is,
I would-
is the spinoff like specialty candies? Like instead of like Reese's Pieces, it's like the egg version, or instead of Skittles, it's sour. You have to take
Love a
sour
Reese's
Skittles
egg.
or tropical flavored Skittles or all the other
Interesting.
varieties.
they make a. I think we do know this. They make a Starburst now that's just like the red and the pink.
No, it's
Yeah.
just it's the all pink. It's called Starburst all pink.
That's terrible.
There's all red too.
There's terrible. Starburst is all about like, hey, you want a Starburst? And you look and like, oh shit, like I got orange. Like you have to have that.
So what's our go-to flavor that you say? Oh shit! For me, it's red. When
No,
I see
red
the,
is the best.
When I see the
Red
red one,
is
it's
the
like
best
ah shit.
flavor.
I gotta
What
get
are
the
we
red
talking
one.
about, guys? This is crazy.
I don't like any of them.
Yellow is the one. I think the most polarizing one
It's
is
orange.
yellow.
It's orange.
Some people think like
Yeah,
no,
I like
pink.
yellow. I
Some
like
people
yellow.
think pink is like the best.
No,
I
pink
don't-
is good.
I'm with them.
Yellow, I like yellow.
Pink is the best.
Red
Orange-
is the best.
orange and red
are the best.
Orange got to go.
Well, Roy,
Orange and
Thank
red
you,
are the
Amin.
best.
No, orange got to go. Orange is terrible.
Roy,
Orange, take it out.
Roy, do I have permission to put your name in my mouth?
Oh,
Whoa!
Hey yo.
Said
Sure.
His, said his name. You guys are weird.
Yeah,
You
sure.
drafted Starburst second. Did you draft every Starburst color or just the reds or the pinks?
It came in the little 2-pack, so it would have
Oh,
to be
yeah.
everything.
So
Oh,
if
that's
we
right.
redid our
That's-
candy draft, you guys think we should do like only spin-offs of the original candy? So you can't pick a regular Twix, but you could pick like a white chocolate Twix.
I feel
or
like we
something.
should. I
Cream
feel
one.
like we should probably draft something else, right? we did candy last year. It'd be weird to like make it
this
like.
is a production meeting. What
Yeah.
do you propose we draft?
I don't know, costumes,
I thought costumes too.
are endless though, right? Like you could be
but
anything.
it's like yeah.
I mean,
but if
that
I
seems
draft,
like a good grid of death brainstorming session, to be honest.
What costumes to do?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like what was the movie that came out now everyone wants to do a costume based off of that? There's something
Squid Game?
Not Squid Game. That just came out this year.
I know exactly what you're
everyone
talking
thinks-
about, and I can't
everyone thinks
remember.
that this Halloween everyone's gonna be dressed like these people. I can't remember what movie.
I'm
it was.
blanking, Amin, but I know what you're talking about.
with
My
Tony's guy.
Yeah, with my guy.
Oh, Tom Cruise. That one?
No, the one
Maverick?
with my guy. You know what I mean?
Who's your guy?
No, my guy.
You doing a thing?
Yeah, I'm doing a thing.
So you have no one in mind?
Yeah.
You made me turn on the mic for that?
Well, Mike, I'm just gonna. I know you're mystery created in and out, but my mic stays on during mystery.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah, his
sorry.
mic stays on. Mike.
Mike.
I find it
Mea
yeah, I
culpa,
find
man.
it offensive. It's okay.
Inside the Mystery Crate studio, Tony has a larger speaking role mic. And
No,
we
I
leave
understand.
his mic on.
Well,
Thank
it's
you,
just difficult because like it's always on,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
that.
I'm
that's
always
your
on though.
dog.
I'm an always on kind of guy. You know?
But it shouldn't be.
Nah.
No,
Mystery
no,
Crate.
Witty
no,
drafted Tootsie Rolls, Airheads, Now and Laters,
Oh,
Candy
God.
Corn, and Warheads.
Not even
Now
now,
and
not even
laters?
laters. Now and laters.
Candy corn too. Very
Candy corn.
very
Oh my god.
Controversial.
You have
At that point, I was going for it. I was
That's
going
true.
for having the most controversial
Shite
list in the
list.
bunch.
So well, two things. We need to get to the Sueys at some point.
it
Second
was
thing, this might have been the episode in which Witty revealed that, quote, double bubble fucks him up, which
It
I
does.
think should have been a
Double
Suey
bubble
winner
does
for
fuck me up.
best revelation. Because what a revelation that was.
Double bubble fucks me up. Yeah, bubble gum gives me a massive. The smell gives me a massive
the
headache.
smell
But you
of
can chew other
bubble
gum?
yum, bubble
you-
gum.
You know what? Also, like, gives me. It almost makes me break out in hives. Is Velcro. Seriously. Like, if I am around someone,
God, you could have
that is
given me a
feeling
1,000 guesses.
Velcro.
You're a duct tape
Like,
guy.
I feel it in my
He's
neck.
more of a rope.
It's like,
He's more
it's
of a
like
rope
More of a rope
suffocating
and
feeling.
duct tape.
And people, and
Velcro.
also the feeling of chalk.
You could have given me
Chalk-
2,000 guesses.
Chalk on a chalkboard is
Yes.
like
no,
it's just
that,
it's
that
like
is that's
ugh.
screech, that
Sounds
screech
or
is
the
bad.
smell?
It's
just
like nails
it
on a
makes me
chalkboard.
shiver
Oh, that's
through my whole
I
body.
hate styrofoam, the sound of squeaking styrofoam. Blech.
Jess, you're young enough. She's
Thank
very
you.
young. She's super young. She's
Thank
not
you.
actually 75.
Her mom was on Twitter when she was 3 years old.
You never actually went to a school that had a chalkboard, did you?
Oh.
Neither did I, by the way.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
You missed out.
Westwood
guys
had
know
No,
chalkboards.
it would have been my
So-
worst
You
nightmare.
never got punished. You had to take the erasers out and
Clean the
So
erasers.
my K
You guys
through
are
8
that old?
My K through
Yeah.
8 was a really, really, really old school. Like, did not have a lot of like
modern amenities.
funding or modern amenities. I'm pretty sure we did have chalkboards until one year, but when I was in high school, my high school was haunted. And the 4th floor was off limits to students. It was like Hogwarts. It was like you can't go to.
I feel like that's what
floor.
they tell kids to.
No, it was.
Have them not go up there.
It was.
Teachers taking advantage.
It was
you know.
really, really creepy, and it was like Hundo P haunted. So one of my teachers took us up there at one point, and there was like those like Victorian claw bathtubs.
Mm-hmm.
There was one of those bathtubs was up there, which was really scary, and I was like, I've never seen one of these before. But the other thing that was
so
really
why was
scary.
it there? Hold on. Why was it there?
Well, my high school like used to be an orphanage, and then it burned down.
boy.
It was like.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And-
That's
Why
big.
would they
Yeah,
put a
that's
school
big.
there?
Everything is haunted.
Why would
Yeah,
they?
dude,
Why would they? Who was that? Is that a ghost?
Did you guys hear him too?
Why? All right. At a certain point during the school board meeting, they're like, we should probably
Burn down
not do the
orphanage.
burn down
Well,
orphanage.
so there was an old monk who
That's another red flag.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
That's a canary in a coal mine if I've ever heard one.
there was an old monk who worked at the school who I think was an artist, and he was a really amazing, incredible painter, and all of his paintings went up into this storage 4th floor room, which used to be classrooms, and I think used to be a dormitory. And so it was very creepy, very old, very haunted vibes. It was no one went up there unless you had like 2 people had a key to the 4th floor, and otherwise it was just a long staircase to a locked door, so you couldn't go up there.
So I just want to point out that when you said Hundo P, Mike scattered like a law enforcement on a wiretap and hearing codes from drug dealers and like snapping his fingers and like get on that. People are doing research. Hundo P. it means-
Person of interest, Mr. Hundo P.
You put it on a corkboard and it's like, like
but then
circle
I
it.
got it.
with a question
Never
mark.
heard of Hundo P.
Oh yeah, no, I do.
Wait, really?
I do. Yeah, a lot of the places that I go out, everyone's saying Hundo P. Hundo P.
Anyways, I was going to
games.
say one of the most jarring parts about going up there, because it was like totally abandoned for decades. There was an old-fashioned chalkboard.
It's
black,
100%.
Yeah, there you go, Mike.
black chalkboard with like old chalk stuff on it from like decades ago. And for some reason, that was the part that really freaked me out. I was like, damn, this shit is old. There was a black chalkboard.
Yeah, well, you're missing out on one of the great joys of going to school, which is being punished and taking out the erasers. And
That
getting rid
seems
of the
bad
chalk.
for your lungs and
It
respiratory
was
It was
health.
terrible.
It
It
was
was
bad.
It was terrible.
Don't act like that.
I
then.
also had a pencil sharpener, like at old school, and you'd have to.
Oh, yeah, we had
That I remember.
You'd have to
The crank
stand
pencil
up
sharpener
and
was the best.
Crank it.
My elementary school was like tiny. Like I went to school with the same like 20 people for 9 years. It was very, very small. So we had all of these
I
quote
went to-
unquote
all
old
these?
Yeah,
fashioned.
I went to Christian school, so like most of my high school friends date back to even further. Though I did switch. I went to Tony. You went to Westwood, right?
That's why I said that's where I had chalkboards at Westwood.
Yeah,
we
that
had
was-
exclusive chalkboard.
That was an old school Baptist. Like
Old-
they would
an old
hand
school,
you,
old school?
they would hand
Yeah.
you a pamphlet of what your hair was supposed to be, and it hadn't changed since 1955.
Seriously, that's not a joke.
No,
that's
I
not
swear
a
to God.
joke.
So
And
you
that
guys
was
had
how
to have
Westwood
like
won.
Well,
the,
no, I didn't have
the
that.
pomade to the side and like,
the pomade.
That's what they wanted you to do. The rebels never did that. But they
What?
would make you cut your hair. Like they would, if your hair was over your ears, they'd take you to the principal's office and he would cut your hair.
what if you had your hair like yours, like where you
Oh,
got
I wouldn't
faded,
have that,
but then
no.
the hair-
No, he couldn't.
I
No.
wouldn't.
And
Have you-
the
have you-
principal, Miss McCraney, had a paddle with a bunch of holes
Nice.
in it,
Rest
so
in
it
peace.
wouldn't have like the wind shear as
Yeah,
she brought it to
yo,
your
the holes in the paddle.
can.
Low key, what a brilliant adjustment to the regular paddle because it's like I do this, it's too much wind resistance. It's kind of stopping me. What if we had holes through it? So it just swings nice and smooth right
Right on
into
your
the-
ass.
Ow! Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it didn't feel great
The
either.
nun that came up with that one, she was onto something.
When she bent me over as I was 14 years old, it was not fun.
The school I went to in Sudan, we had like the option, the paddle or we tell your parents.
Oh, paddle all
the
day.
paddle.
How
all
old
day.
are you guys?
Because I swear to God, what I'm getting at school ain't half as bad as what I'd get at
Exactly.
home.
I was like, I don't need to hear it like beyond 3 o'clock or whatever. Just
Should we
let-
go back to G. Lewis Gill therapy for all of this? I feel like this is like we're really revealing a lot about our
Yeah.
childhood.
Well,
traumas.
it wasn't my
built-
dad that was doing
it
it.
built character,
Oh.
toughness.
20th century B word.
20 CB.
Very much so.
Yeah, you guys would have loved being hit in school. Let me tell you.
The face Dan just made from the corner was
Oh, Dan.
I mean, he knows.
Hi, Dan.
Dan, you know.
The nuns.
Yeah.
The
you know.
nuns.
That didn't happen to you at all in Catholic school?
No, my school did not
Abuse us?
corporally punish people, whatever the word is for that.
They didn't physically abuse their students.
Weird.
Not that I
That was a staple
remember.
for us.
Where it went wrong.
What was the virtue in cutting the hair off your ears? Because like
To teach you a lesson, Woody.
Well, Jesus had a crew cut, so it was to be more Christ-like.
Right.
Wait. Follow up to that, Tony. I'm wondering why your current haircut wouldn't fly.
Because it's too radical. It would never fly.
No, you hippie.
It would never like
Too radical.
yeah, it was crazy.
I once had a teacher call me a hippie. But like meant it, not as a
Is
joke.
that an
like,
And
insult?
Mike had the
Yeah.
same haircut he has now.
Yeah,
Is
like you're a
calling someone a
hippie.
hippie an insult?
To
We're hippies
yeah,
generally
from
like
a certain
Generation,
generation. If you're laying out peppermints for people, then you're certainly
Hippie's
calling
an insult,
someone a
yeah.
hippie. As an insult.
Appalling to me for you to kill the generation and kill the peppermint. I ran in here infuriated by just that. You guys,
lay out
you
you lay
can't
out
kill
mints?
the peppermint. Yeah, Whittingham is correct. A bowl of peppermints in a restaurant at the front makes it a better restaurant.
massively, you get
Makes it
3 or
cheap.
4 cheap.
Yeah, it makes it cheap.
What?
Makes it cheap. Makes it a cheap restaurant.
Get out of here.
Makes it a
Lunacy.
cheap restaurant.
Get outta
Absolute
here.
lunacy.
You walk out, you got a little, thing to unwrap right there.
Makes a
You
great
stick it in your
sound.
mouth. Yeah,
Have a
it's
piece of
Trying to
gum.
figure out what the next move is. You're like, well, gum is uncouth because you're
No,
chomping
when you
away
leave,
like
you have it
Pete
in your own
Carroll, yeah.
pocket. You leave,
No.
you put the gum in your mouth.
the mint is subtle. You put it in your mouth and you can just and maybe hold it under your tongue if you need to speak or whatever. But then here's what I wanted to ask earlier, Witty. How many are you grabbing?
3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm scooping.
Really, a full. So that's like 11. Probably you can fit in there.
Yeah, like I've got my paw full of it and putting in because you never know when you might need a mint.
I will say the like re-gum for me. It's
But bubblegum fucks you up, so you're kind
no,
of
but,
biased.
Double
but
bubble. Just
regular
double bubble.
regular gum, regular
Doesn't
gum.
fuck you up.
I'm good with.
Okay.
I feel like where do you keep your gum? Because obviously I don't have a bag on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like to keep gum in my pocket. So I'd keep it in my car.
Yeah.
But in South Florida, it's 110 degrees.
No,
I have had
it holds up great.
I have had piping hot gum before, and it was terrible. So I don't know how you like. For me, the mint coming out of the restaurant helped solve that problem.
There's
Could
steam
not have been
coming out
piping
of
hot.
it.
It was hot.
It was probably just a little warm.
No,
It was melting.
I mean, relative to gum, it was piping hot.
It was like Kate Blanchett's elf
You had to
ears.
blow on it
They were
first?
just melted all over the
I was
dash.
like, it was like it came apart very easily.
You know what happened to me the other day?
He blew on it like it was hot tea.
I was leaving my apartment early one morning to go play basketball with Ron McGill, and as I'm leaving, right, I look at something on my car, and it's like a white, like I don't know, line, right?
Samurai sword cut?
No, this is above the samurai sword cut. This is above the samurai sword cut. So as I'm walking over, I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck is this, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm trying to like clean it, it's sticky, and then I realized what it was. My car was parked on the street. Somebody rolled their window down and spit gum, I guess.
Oh,
And it got like all over my car because it rained that night before too, so it like disformed. It was I still haven't taken it off. It's like I'm trying to clean it and it won't come off.
That brings me to my follow-up. What do you do with gum?
Spit it out.
I mean,
Yeah, spit it
what
out.
do you mean?
Trash can.
Like I litter it. I hope that's not bad.
wait, you throw it on the ground?
No, like in the grass and like
Oh,
Chris, Jesus
ruined so many of my
Christ.
shoes, man.
Mother of
Not
God.
biodegradable. It's going to stay there forever.
yeah, and it's not going to stay there forever. It's
Look
going
at
to
all
stay
these-
on the bottom of my shoe.
Oh, look
and
at all
it'll
these
stay there
people here.
forever.
What do
It's
you?
gonna harm animals.
Oh,
Thank you, Dan.
stop it. You guys
Birds
are
are
all
going to eat it.
mean.
Dogs
You
are going
guys
to eat it.
are
Cats are going to eat
all
it.
full of shit. Every single one of you.
What do
in
you
here.
mean by that?
No.
Just what are you guys doing with
This
your
is
gum?
shopping cart, Chris.
I
all
swallow it if
over
there's
again.
no place to throw
First
it
of
away.
all,
I'll swallow
Watch
it.
out, it'll stay in your stomach
Okay.
for 7 years.
Well, that's what's
No,
happened
it
to me.
won't. No, it won't. That is
blow
a
bubbles 10 years
legend.
later?
That's the reason why I brought it up is because I swallow my gum. I'm very good at it.
What?
Wait, what?
Hell yeah.
Every piece of gum.
Every
you-
piece of gum I've ever had. Yeah.
Wow.
It's actually part of the experience.
Psycho.
It's
Thank you.
actually part of the experience.
Thank
for
you
me.
for drawing the attention off me.
That's actually crazier than what Chris Cody
What
said.
is happening?
You've swallowed. That's why double bubble fucks you up because you're swallowing it in droves.
You're both idiots.
I hold in front of the court Exhibit A. It's called a trash can, also known as a rubbish bin for some people. When you are done with said gum, step 1, locate one of these convenient containers located all over cities and towns across the country. Step 2, stand over it. Step 3, spit said gum into the vessel. Step 4, walk away. Boom, you're welcome.
Dude, are you doing bit right now, Witty?
No,
Seriously, Woody,
no,
come
I'm
on.
not. No,
You
I'm
fucking
not.
with
This is
us,
not
man.
me
You
breaking
ingest-
This is not cool.
Yeah.
I
You
kind of
ingest
was.
your gum.
But what's wrong with it? But what's wrong with it?
You don't. It's
That
not meant
texture
for
is
that.
not
It's
meant for
weird.
your stomach.
That's what's wrong. It's just weird.
You don't do that.
But do we know that it actually has a deleterious effect on your health?
Yeah, very deleterious.
It does very
I don't-
deleterious.
I don't
Extremely
think-
deleterious.
Witty, in your
deleterious.
in your defense, I do think that the it stays in your stomach for 7 years thing is all horse hockey.
No, that's yeah.
How I don't know why I said horse hockey.
No, it is horse hockey.
Hockey.
Okay, David
David
Sampson.
Sampson.
You said it too, and I felt
I literally
uncomfortable.
want to
I looked
like
away when you
retire
said
from
it.
my
I was
job
like,
for
all
just
right.
saying that. Like that's the
Quoted
weirdest.
David
that's
Sampson.
the
No, you're keeping it
I
Hundo
hate,
P.
I hate
Yeah.
that I just said that.
We'll cut it out.
Thank you. I think that it's bullshit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And
somebody-
you said a bad word
Wait,
too.
you guys like
Hell yeah.
horse shit better than bullshit? I like. You're kind of cool.
I didn't know you'd be so chill.
All right, this is from the Mayo Clinic. It says, although chewing
they're
gum
hacks.
is designed to be chewed and not swallowed, it generally isn't harmful if swallowed. Folklore suggests that swallowed gum sits in your stomach for 7 years before it can be digested.
Nailed it.
This isn't true. If you swallow gum,
know
it's
about
true
that.
that your body can't digest it, but the gum doesn't stay in your stomach. It moves relatively intact through your digestive system and is excreted in your stool. On very rare occasions, large amounts of swallowed gum combined with constipation have blocked intestines in children. It's for this reason that frequent swallowing of chewing gum should be discouraged, especially in children.
I thought we were gonna say when it's a lot of gum and constipation combined bring you a huge bubble out of the ass. Just whoop.
Ew, Jesus Christ. So, Chris, when did you start swallowing your gum whole? When you were a child?
No, probably like in middle school, 11 or 12.
And you survived, so you're probably fine. I
He
just
is
think
kind of
it's
constipated though.
You could have intestinal blockage.
That's
I'm
true.
learning here from the internet. That,
Really?
Like, this is if you do it every day. Obviously, you don't do that.
Mike?
I chew
How
gum like
often?
maybe
Hold on.
10 times a
Hold
year.
on. Mike said he was the first one who said he's swallowing gum, and Mike has shit problems.
Problems.
I was joking. I'm like, because you know that I have shit problems all the time. I'm like, that's what happens to me. Because no, I don't do that because I'm a normal, rational human being, and I know that you don't swallow the gum.
Also, Cody, we haven't forgotten. You
Well-
throw that shit
Well,
on
first
the
of all,
ground.
I was.
Chris.
You want to talk about doing bit? What? Ask me the last time I chewed gum.
Oh,
I have no
that's-
fucking clue.
That's
I'm just like.
Well, that's because you're kicking so much
That's what I
ass.
mean. I literally never chewed
you ran
gum.
out. You ran out all.
and I'm all out of gum.
I
Dude,
literally
come over
never
here.
chew gum. I can't remember the last time I did it. So I was kind of just doing shtick, but I still don't believe that every single one of you is like never thrown a piece
I
of gum
don't,
out.
Not in the ground, man.
never. I have literally
I'm
I'm
never
not putting
done
it. I think it's worse to do it like I've never these damn heathens that put it like
Under the
under
desk?
tables.
Oh.
That I've
Honestly-
never done.
Honestly,
I
if
have
push
done
comes
that.
to shove, I think that's better than putting it on the ground. I
No.
think shoving it on
Under a table?
on a,
Yeah.
under
No,
a table
for
or
sure.
like somewhere.
At Westwood, you
What's
get demerits
worse?
for chewing gum.
What's worse? Throwing what? Like if you're in the car on the highway, throwing it out the window, or putting it under a desk, a table at a restaurant.
well, that's
Way worse.
Hold on.
You're offering a thing that we haven't even
Highway's
presented
different.
yet.
Like
That's kind of where I'm not
No,
like. Where
you
do you
said in
guys
the
have?
grass, mother.
But I'm just like I'm never chewing gum. I just literally was doing a thing. Like I literally
No.
Doing a thing,
can't
dude.
tell you. I don't even know if I litter my gum. I've
Chris
chewed
Cody.
gum so little in my life that I literally don't even know what I do with
Christopher
it.
Cody, you alleged that you were just doing a bit when you were talking about throwing gum into the grass.
I was. That was one of those moments. You know how Mike, doing stuff with his parents? The gum thing. I don't really do that. Like I don't drive
what-
slow, and I do. I'll admit to you the things that I actually
Shopping carts?
The dog poop thing. That I will admit.
What's the dog poop thing?
I just like
Just leave it
if
up.
nobody's around, I'll do the fake pickup. And this,
Hold on.
no,
Hold on. But if nobody's around, why are you faking
You
picking
because
it
in
up?
case anyone's watching, in
madman.
case people are watching from afar. But look,
Oh
you
my
guys think
God.
no. Listen to this.
What happened to
I have an
fertilizer?
ally on this. Somebody yesterday
your dog?
specifically sent me an old clip of a LeBatard show where they're playing one of those hot games. Like I gotta tell you, Dan admitted to doing that like years
Yeah,
and
that's
years
not,
ago.
that's not a surprise.
I'm just saying, Dan was one of the people that judged
Yeah.
me for it.
His dog pooped in public.
I'm
and he
just
left it
saying,
there.
Dan said the exact same thing as me, and then he was on trying to make me
What,
shame.
was that like 39-year-old Dan?
I don't remember.
Like early 40s Dan would absolutely do that. He has changed, thankfully.
Well,
And kept
now,
it
now he's
hundo.
hired people to pick up the shit.
His reasoning.
Now I do it for him.
His reasoning was, I can't. It's my dog. I cannot be seen.
No,
it's
right?
your
He's
dog.
like,
I'm above the dog.
I cannot disrupt the power dynamic between me and the dog.
I can't have the dog see me doing this.
Oh my
Is
God.
basically his reasoning.
I mean,
Miami,
Monster he is.
of all the places I've lived, Miami is the place where there is the most poop on the sidewalk per capita.
Bullshit.
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Horse hockey.
Horse shit.
There's a lot of dog poop on the sidewalks.
There's a lot of dog poop on the sidewalks in New York. Nobody gives a fuck about picking them up.
I mean, that brings up an
Nobody.
interesting point. I do think there is also a lot of dog poop on the sidewalk in New York, but it blends in with everything else, so you don't notice it. Miami, the sidewalk's generally pretty clean, so when you just see a big steaming turd in your path, you're like, this doesn't belong here. Someone left this here. New York, you're like, it's just, could be anyone's poop.
I have a friend who lives in an apartment building who someone's dog took a shit in the middle of the hallway.
Wait, same. This happened to one of my friends.
Yeah. Is
And
it
they
the same
left
friend?
it there. I
Yeah,
don't
of
know.
course they
We'll
left it.
offline.
No, man. Chris, you're a menace.
So are we doing the suies today? In this? I heard someone mention that a few minutes ago.
No,
No,
I
no,
think
no, Mr.
we'll save that for.
Oh, all right. It's a tease.
We'll
I thought
have
the
already done them by the time you listen to this.
That'll do it for another episode of Mystery. Be sure to check out all the podcasts on Lebetard and Friends Podcast Network. Amin Elhassan, what's on Basketball Illuminati this week?
Basketball Illuminati this week, we talked about the Sarver
Controversy.
scandal. Yes, and then we also had Matt Sullivan. I know he was on the regular show too, but he was on our show first. So there.
Cinephobe?
Cinephobe. Okay, this
What's
is
Cinephobe?
big. Cinephobe is a podcast where Zach Harper and I watch movies that are poorly rated on Rotten Tomatoes, try to stay where they actually poorly rated, or maybe they can pressure. And Cinephobe is produced by Anthony Mays, and you get it wherever you get podcasts. This week, this one's a big one because we've had a lot of great new listeners come in.
Seems like they're all big ones.
No, this one's huge because listeners come in all the time. Yes, I'll give it a try, and they listen and they find it funny and they laugh, but they don't get a lot of the references. We have a lot of show references on our show. So this week, we dropped the glossary episode. We explained.
Oh, you did behind the
in.
bit.
I thought you were reviewing a movie called Glossary and deleted it.
No, it was all
right,
the
I'm on it.
origins of all the show sayings that we do, like 20CB, like I don't even remember any of them now.
Phobe file.
Well, not even that. Like
Ass on, ass off.
ass on, ass off. Here we
Bingo.
Film noir.
Bingo, film noir. There we go. Now we're
Welcome
warming
to
up.
Cooking with
Cinephobe.
gas.
Cooking with gas. No.
They never use that.
Poppy
No.
talk, exposition, problematic, acting your ass off. Same note too, bro, and many, many more. We not only explain what they mean, but also we give you the origin clip of where was the first time we said it on the podcast.
I do not envy the work that Anthony Mays had to do for that.
He has a hard job.
Zero cheeks.
Zero change for sure.
All right,
Not to be confused with ass on.
Jessica, what's on Golic and Smetty this week?
NFL Week
Tiers.
1, college football tiers. We had a little WNBA Finals preview / review because it came out after Game 2. And then we had a DNF last weekend. There's going to be a break until the Singapore Grand Prix, so no new episode this week.
Everything okay with Alex Albon?
I believe so. It seems like he was discharged from the hospital. There was a scary episode last weekend. Formula One driver, appendicitis attack, was admitted to the hospital, had respiratory failure from anesthesia. So we wish him all the best. All the best to Alex Albon.
Tony, what's on the YouTube channel?
Everything.
Chris Cody, what's on Cinephile?
Me doing Stifler's, my limited fake Stifler's mom. I'm not gonna do it here.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
yeah.
It's really good, actually. I had never done it before. Just whipped it out, and it was great.
I really enjoyed your review of When Harry Met Sally.
And then we did When Harry Met Sally.
That was-
he does
that
the
was-
he
it was
does
good
the
content.
Emmy reviews. The Patient, the new Steve Carell show.
Oh, how
looks
is that?
crazy. You gotta listen.
Yeah, listen to the episode.
But and then basically you have to. And then Adnan tells a great story of why Billy Crystal actually hates him in real life.
Wow.
Roy Bellamy, what's on Montgomery and Company?
We have Gina Prince Byford, the director of The Woman King, recently released. She comes on the show, and Renee talks to her about Love and Basketball, which she also directed.
Oh,
Classic.
nice.
Well, that'll do it for today's edition of Mystery Crate.
Witty, what about you?
Oh, football,
Soccer pod.
Football with Grant. Soccer pod.
Sod.
Football with Grant Wall this week. We talked to the Austin FC manager, Josh Wolf, recap the weekend, despite the fact there was no soccer in England.
I have nothing going on.
Okay, goodbye.